Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Vemund Vaksvik, and I'm working as a marketing director here in Synergy Sky. And I'm based in Oslo, Norway, and my background in this industry has been more than 15 years. And I started in Tandberg and then Cisco, and now in Synergy Sky for the last year. And I also have another colleague joining today. He is in another country.
Yeah, I'm the neighbor in Sweden. So I'm located in Stockholm. My name is Hans Kalderin. I work with sales in Synergy Sky. And also I have some experience from Tandberg and Cisco from previous years. Welcome.
Very good. Let's share the presentation and get started with this webinar. And here you can see those two happy gentlemen. That's me and Hans. And this is the agenda for today. So first a little bit about Synergy Sky, 2 minutes. And then we will do an introduction to today's main topic, which is the Synergy Sky meeting server, which I will refer to as SMS for the rest of the day. We will do live demonstration. We think that is much more interesting and valuable for you to see. And we will close up with a short summary and some next steps that you can take in order to get, in contact with us and get a free trial even on SMS. Regarding the webinar today, we are sending live using Cisco hardware endpoints on both sides, both in Stockholm and in Oslo. And we are streaming it out with the help of some good friends in rec.vc. So if you haven't tested their solution yet, please visit their website rec.vc. High-rise building you see on that picture, that's where we are sitting. We are in Oslo and nearby the harbor. Beautiful new district that are being built up. We have been around in the industry since 2008, and our CEO and founder, Ståle Reitan, he used to be the product manager for TMS in Tandberg. Now, let's look at the products. And the products, they are the analytics server, which is a product that are meant for the enterprise industry to keep business intelligence or track on usage, adoption, and behavior on all UC elements in the enterprise. We have the meeting server, which we'll refer to as SMS, as I said, and we also have a more comprehensive solution that are meant for service providers or big organizations that have, multi-tenant, multi-vendor. We have seen it's that the user are struggling to, join the meeting from the right equipment to the right time. So how can we make that easier? So we believe that, one click to join, that is something that Cisco introduced some years ago with one button to push, which works perfectly in a Cisco environment. But when you have a mixed environment and you want to use Outlook as the booking mechanism, and you want to invite, a variety of different clients, is there one button to push or one click to join then? Well, what could make it easier? So what should we invent here, Hans? Do you have a solution?
Wouldn't it be nice to just have like one button to push?
Yeah, exactly, my friend. So one click to join. It supports Skype meetings, Cisco meeting server, and Pexip. And it is both working with Skype on-prem and Microsoft Online or 365. So solution, and you can have this experience from any endpoint, because as many of you know, there are, we said Polycom, there are Lifesize, there are Huawei, there are other endpoints that are H223 and SIP enabled. If there are such endpoint that you want to invite, we will do an auto dial. So we will call out automatically to those endpoints, and you just walk into the room and you accept the call. You accept the call. That's one button to push. And that's how we like it to be. And you can configure this, and we will come back to how you want those dial outs to behave. And as you see, it works with the remote control and touch panel. Who benefits from this? There are, for a product to be valuable, it needs to absolutely be beneficial to the user, because it's the user that we are working for. It's the user that us that are in technology needs to pay attention to.
It was quite funny. It was quite direct after we announced our free version. So they just downloaded it just a few hours after we released it. And then half an hour later, they were sending us an email saying that, okay, download it, install it, it's up and running, it works perfect. So that was quite a good statement, I think, on the easy to install.
Now, these are the 4 use cases that we are soon going to demonstrate for you live, but I just want to go through them so that it will be easier to follow. So if we are looking at the first one, invite video endpoints to your own Skype meetings. That is, you are a Skype user, but you want to invite a room or a personal system. We have the second one, invite video endpoints to external Skype for business meetings, right? I'm having an external meeting, or I'm receiving an external invitation to a Skype meeting, and I want to use my video system. Third option, I want to invite video endpoints into a personal or a shared VMR meeting. I have my virtual meeting room, and I want to enable one click to join for all users that are going to participate, whether they are on PC or on a hardware endpoint. The last solution is to invite video endpoints to one-time VMR meetings. Let's do the demonstration on this. Now, first of all, I want to make it a Skype meeting, so I'm using the native Skype meeting button that you have if you are a Skype user. So I click this button, and you can see that the link to join is automatically enabled. Now, I want to add the people that I want to meet in the meeting. So I want to have a meeting with Hans. And for this sake, I will use one of our test cameras. We call it a roof cam. It's pointing out of the window down to the harbor here. And we will call that my meeting room today, which I'm going to use. So here we're going to demo Skype and video conferencing in one.
And Vebon, just a clarification there. The roof cam here, that's a kind of conference room that is a resource in Outlook, right?
Okay, here you can, of course, write whatever you like. And I'll send the invitation. And now I will take out we have a little magical touch panel here. So what you see here is actually a web interface of a touch panel that our smart R&D guys have created. So right now this is a Cisco C60 with touch control, and here you can see after a few seconds the booking that I just created in Outlook is now appearing as a one button to push meeting or one click to join meeting here. In order for you to see that this is working live, I will also open my Skype client. Here we go. And let me just the two of them together on the same page, and then we can see what's happening. So here I have this invitation. I'll join the meeting. There we go. Oh, two happy gentlemen that are ready to join the meeting. Hans, you are live. And I will also click on this virtual touch panel for our Cisco meeting room. And in a few seconds that will also happen.
So I joined by just simply clicking the invitation. This is a Skype meeting, so I just clicked the invitation and joined the meeting from my laptop here.
Very good. So you got a normal meeting invitation and just click the link, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. We demonstrated the touch panel, and here you can see that the roof cam, which is pointing out of the window behind the wall here, and you can see the activity that are happening down in the harbor. And the final little window there is me joining from my laptop. So 3 users, 1 click to join for everyone. Let's do the next meeting, Hans, and this time we will not invite for a Skype meeting. We will invite people to meet in your personal VMR. So here I'll invite Hans. Again, we will also have a room. So let's use the roof cam again. And this demo is with VMR. And so that you understand that this is live. And here, this could be your email signature that, you know, please dial this number, or something like that, that many organizations are using in different ways in their organization. We have seen different uses there, Hans, how people want to play with their VMRs. But this is one way to do it. Maybe you want to fill in on other ways.
Yeah, I can explain a little bit how it works. What the meeting server does here is actually that it's since you have added a meeting room up there, roof cam, or another meeting room, or several meeting rooms that the system knows that, hey, this is a video conferencing system, then it starts looking for either a Skype address, which was the previous case, or a VMR address, and it understands what kind of VMRs you have in the organization. Like we typically have meet and then some letters and then sunnisky.com. So you can set those settings for your organization as well. So it really doesn't matter if you type it in like this, or if you just say, like I do sometimes, please join my VMR, blah, blah, blah. So it understands and scans the body text in the meeting.
Very good. Now, let's send the invitation. Let's also go back to the virtual touch panel that we have. And that will be populated quite soon. And I will also get an invitation. So here you see demo is with VMR. That was the text that we wrote. This is my invitation, and I can join. And this time I want to do it by WebRTC. So I'll just click the link. And I say connect with video and audio. And this is good, so I'll start that one. If I go back here, you also see the touch panel. I'll click to join with that Cisco endpoint as well.
I have joined through a web, not a web client, but a PC client. So since the invitation was telling me zip address and HTTP as well, so I just joined that through my client here. So as you can see in the meeting you have both you and me in the same meeting. So that's the scenario when you are using either a PECSIP or a Cisco MCU for your meetings, and you want to have the one button to push there as well. So it's for the end user. If you have end users in your organization that are not that interested in technology, they shouldn't see a difference really. Maybe different quality on the video and so on, but the actions are the same. They push the same button. They do have the same kind of invitation and so on. So it's no really change for the users here.
Absolutely. And again, we will do the third demonstration, and this time I will not invite to any VMR. I want to have a one-time VMR, so we will let the meeting server create a VMR for us. We will create a unique address that is only valid for this meeting. That's going to happen now. Let's invite, and we will have, let's call this a top secret meeting, because we don't want to tell anyone in the body where they're going to meet. They just have to follow the instructions that they will get. So you can say that meet me in the meeting space you get in and separate email. Okay, that's how we want to do it. You want to also have it private, so I'll make it private. And why do I do that? Because since it's a top secret meeting, I don't want the information on the display in the meeting room to say top secret meeting, or what's going to happen there. So, and as you see, there is no VMR created for this. I'll send this invitation. And Hans, yes.
Yes, I come to think of one thing more here, that this is also very useful when you are communicating with external participants. If you have a setup where you have your personal meeting rooms, like me and Wemmer have our own meet.vm and so on, that you don't always want to share with externals, because you don't want them to just jump into meetings afterwards or so on, or even know your personal VMR address. And in those cases, it's very good to use this alternative instead, because this meeting room will only exist for this meeting, then will disappear after the meeting is ended.
Absolutely. And this is the email that was created by the SMS. So as you can see, I am the organizer, so I received this one. And this is an email template that you can create in your organization according to your standards and how you want to deal with it. But as an organizer, I can get this one. You can also add PIN codes to get into the meeting. And for Hans, you have received quite a similar one, but the heading is a little bit different.
Yeah, it doesn't say you're the organizer. It says that you have been invited to a meeting. Please follow the instructions and so on. So, and it goes for internal and external participant if you want to as well. So I just choose one of those methods. I can use WebRTC or my Skype client if I want to, but in this case I used a video client, so I just use one of those the video addresses here, and I'm in the meeting right now, which then is placed in a PECSIP meeting room.
Yeah. So here you can also see that you have all possible possibilities to join the meeting, even with phone. You can set up, if you have a phone service available in your organization, you can, or through your service provider, and Skype and standard video and WebRTC. And this time I will do it on WebRTC. We also need to have a look at what happened on our virtual touch panel for the room. And as you can see, it says private. Even though the meeting invitation said top secret meeting, as you can see here, since I marked it with the key, no one can read what are going to happen in this meeting. Okay, let's join. Press join here. And I will also join with my WebRTC client in my Chrome browser. This is good. That's me. I'm joining. Hans has joined. The roofcam has joined. Soon.
So it's actually the same type of meeting that we did just recently, but in this case we have a one-time VMR. So this is taking place not in VW Synergy Sky Meet, something like that. That is your personal VMR, but in a unique VMR called 9470. And this kind of addresses you can play around with as you can set the standards or the ranges of numbers and letters as you want. So it will pick a random number for your meeting. But the user doesn't need to see it because they just clicks the join button on the endpoint and they're in the meeting. So they don't need to care about if it's a personal or a unique VMR.
Absolutely. And even though this will be visible then in your recent dials, next time you will have a new one. So that's good. Okay, I think that's is the third demo that we wanted to show.
Did you have any external invitation that you just can show how to work if you want to push that external meeting also into an endpoint with one click?
Absolutely. I have a meeting tomorrow with Stratur, and if I open this meeting invitation, you will see that it's sent from Matthias in stratur.se. That's a friend of ours working in another company, in another domain totally, and he says that we're going to have a Skype meeting and I can just click here to get into the meeting. It's in Swedish, but it's connect. That's what it says. But no, I prefer to use video rooms since I have one available. And maybe I don't know which room right now, but before the meeting starts, I will maybe know. So what I do, whenever I'm ready, I'll just forward it. And if I just forward the meeting into a meeting room, I will enable that meeting room with one button to push. And the Skype meeting that this external person has invited me to will take place on or through our gateway, so that we can have a video system talking to a Skype system. And these were the 4 scenarios that we showed you right now.
And good to mention here, as we did before, Vemon, that not all organizations are homogeneous in the technology. So those scenarios might as well all be relevant for one organization. Some are using VMR, some are using Skype, some are using both. We have externals and so on. So that's why we did the same interface for all those kind of scenarios.
And how it works, you see on the slide here, you start in Outlook, you create a Skype meeting, and the Synergy Sky meeting server is talking to Exchange, and whenever there is a meeting with video happening, it will send one button to push information to the calendar function on Cisco endpoints. And the Cisco endpoint will just use the green button to join. For non-one button to push systems like Polycom, like Lifesize, we will use in this or in our scenario, we are using PEXIP, which is an excellent gateway function for us, and also good friends. So we will do an auto dial out to those non-one button to push endpoints. But that's for now. We know that Polycom are having a real connect type of one button to push functionality, and we are of course looking into how we can deal with that, and just pay attention to our releases. And for the Skype users, he clicked the meeting, and the meeting will take place on the AV MCU, either on-prem or in the cloud. The other scenario we were talking about was VMware meetings. You create a meeting, the meeting server is following up with Exchange, and you can see that, or it will see that there's a video meeting, and it will send out the email template that we were just showing you to the participants, and they can join from Skype, SIP, or WebRTC. Use PexSIP again as a gateway, our preferred vendor here, and the one button to push information has the same flow as in the previous structure. Okay, now a little bit about the deployment. Hans, maybe you want to take us through the deployment and the options of our product.
Yeah, sure. This product is delivered as a software installer. It could be delivered as a hardware appliance like this box here. We have our products in both forms, so if you prefer that, we can do that. But it's quite easy, as mentioned, to configure and set up. You need to install it by telling the system which Exchange server connection you have. Give the credential for that. You need to add the endpoints that are relevant for your implementation. So if you want, you can do it manually, or you can import it from your, if you have a Cisco TMS, you can import all the endpoints directly into the system. You also then just state which MCU you're using and the details about that, and then all the rules you can set. As we mentioned before, you can tell the system if you wanted to send out those detailed connection details, if you wanted to send them out to all participants or only to the organizer, and he will or she will manage that. You can do this kind of settings if you want to. If you have a cloud delivery of your gateway services, you can use that as well. So you don't need to have your own on-premise PexSIP solution for using it.
Oh, the business values, and I think after the demonstration, it's obvious to you that the familiar user interface is, the easiest thing, that people can work in Outlook without having any plugins. Many organizations do not allow plugins, for one thing, but for the other, I mean, there is enough buttons as is in Microsoft Outlook. You can have an increased Skype and video utilization. I think that people will much more be likely to use video when it's becoming easier. And you can have, start on time without any hassle to type in all those codes. And then again, you can use your video systems for a long time. We know that a lot of organizations have video meeting rooms with hardware that are going to last for many years ahead. And while they are, shifting over to soft clients in different varieties in the home offices and so on. So a little summary and next steps. Well, first of all, if you think that this is a good solution, contact your certified Synergy Sky reseller. And if you don't know who that is, get in contact with us and we will point you to the right reseller. All our resellers are certified. Now, there is also a free version available out on the web. You just follow this link, synergysky.com/free SMS.
Typical phrase for Seika. But no, to be serious, I mean, very often when you do implement technology, you have a lot of dependencies. You have to fix this first, you need to plan this first, you have to do this first, or wait for this version or whatever. In this case, you have really not that many dependencies. You have no dependency of TMS, for example. It works perfectly fine without that. So if you have an environment where you have video systems, you're using Skype, and you have some kind of bridging in between here, then you're set to go, and it's quite quick to get started, as I told you before. So I think it's if you like it, try it out and talk to your partners as soon as possible, and you can be ease up the way of working in the organization very fast.
We will thank you for listening and watching, and do not hesitate to contact us for any questions or comments. And also, we have been looking at Twitter and Facebook to be in contact if there is anything. So that's it, and that's that. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.